Oh guys, how you guys been doing? It's honestly been a long time since y'all have seen this face. Um on like the channel, to be quite honest. It's been I think a couple of weeks now since I last posted a video. And yeah, I hope you guys have been doing good. Hope everybody has been somewhat happy. Even happy to be quite honest. It's actually pretty nice. It's always nice seeing people online spreading joy, feeling happy, especially with the current state of the world right now. It's always pretty nice to see all that. At least it still gives us hope that things can and will get better eventually. You know, but yeah. First off, I would like to apologize to you guys for not posting as much as I promised. Um, just honestly, there's just a lot of like a long list of reasons and excuses, if I'm being quite honest, as to why I haven't been posting. Um, one of the major reasons just being like the passion that I had for creating died, like genuinely. So it was this kind of thing where it got to the point where, and this is by no means an excuse, kind of is, I don't care, but staying currently in Toronto, especially in this situation where most of the people that I'm surrounded with are either my sisters or my coworkers at work. You know, it it doesn't really give me that specific motivation to work on these things. Like I would understand it, yeah, if I was not even posting any videos or anything of that sort. And yes, I am in my bed. I would understand that. But if I was posting like pictures here and there, then it would make a little bit more sense. Like, oh yeah, maybe he's just taking a step back. But like completely, I've just been off social media. Maybe once in a while, I'll come up and just like post something on my story just so people know, like, oh hey, this guy isn't dead. But yeah, eventually, it honestly just got to the point where I was just so tired. I was just so tired, you know, and staying in Toronto, honestly, staying in Canada, in most places, you know, where it snows and it's cold all the time, genuinely, you can't even function. Like sometimes you all, even if you're functioning, you're not functioning to like the best of your ability. You know, it's this kind of weird stage where it's like, oh, you do the bare minimum to survive. You take your showers, you brush your teeth. If you have work, you go to work. If you have school, you go to school. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing really outside of that for most people. Yes, yes, I have tried um basically like pushing myself to do that. But honestly, at the end of the day, because I have tried recording videos, but I never could never like sit behind the camera, to be quite honest. I just stopped caring. One of the major reasons why I originally started making videos was because I was with my friends. You know, it's this kind of thing where if you're surrounded by people who mess with you on that level or who actually kind of like see the vision, it's a lot easier to churn out content, you know. Or if you have like at least people watching or like following you, it's a lot easier, you know. It's not easy to like build that fan base, but it's a whole lot easier to, keep going. Simply because you have somebody else who will keep you accountable. But when you're here and you're more or less alone, it's it causes this kind of like dissonance, where you're not really there, but you're there. You're like, oh yes, I really want to make content or I really want to record. Then time goes by and there's nothing to show for it. And that was what happened with me. I genuinely just gave up. you know. Um, I stopped caring. I was like, you know what? Honestly, nobody's watching this shit. Might as well. Like, who the fuck cares? You know. And genuinely, that was how I was feeling. I was like, yo, who the fuck actually cares about this shit? And genuinely, based on like the views, nobody really gives a shit. You know. But I didn't want to lose sight of why I was doing this. You know, it's fun having to like talk on like the camera, basically remembering things. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's some crazy thing that happened. You get beat up for no reason, or like you fight somebody in high school and that person ends up being like one of your closest friends down the line. All of these stories need to be archived. You know, who knows if maybe tomorrow will be my last day on earth, or who knows if a war is gonna break out and pieces of media are lost in time. These things can happen, So it's important to put out that information. Not necessarily to the point where, okay, yes, you're telling your entire like history with your social security number and whatnot, you know, but simply just putting that narrative out there, you know, at least allowing people to remember you. Because a lot of times you see, you don't take most people, or at least I'm gonna speak for myself from now on. I don't take a lot of pictures, which is kind of funny, but I don't take pictures of myself. You know, if you go on my Instagram page, um, right, like go to that Instagram page. You know, if you go on there, you will see that most of the images that are on there aren't necessarily of me. Pictures that you see on there aren't even of me. They're of like landscapes. Some of my friends, you see, yeah, of course, you see like me, but like most of those pictures will be like, oh yeah, I saw this here, like I really liked it. And like I keep saying, like, yo, imagine if one day I tap out, you know, and they're like, yo, let's at least have something. There really isn't anything, you know. If my phone is here, if nobody knows the password to my phone, that history is gone. Sure they can like break it, like jailbreak it to the point where okay, yes, they're able to like bust through the phone, big pause, but like it will just be more money to be more expensive. You have to go through all these kind of hoops but like a video, a YouTube video, you can just go on YouTube if that is still up, and now YouTube is gonna be dying down anytime soon. But like later down the line, 10 years, 15 years, 13 years, these videos, of people like Prince, where he's been dead for like I think at this point in time, almost a decade. I can't really remember when he died, but he's been gone for like almost a decade now. You can go in for people who like it's so crazy. Some people who never even knew this guy or who were never even born, at the time when he was alive. They're basically born, a couple of years pass by, they get their first phone, then they stumble upon this guy's music and it's like, yo, dang, Purple Rain. You hear Michael Jackson, you hear James Brown, you hear all of these people, and it provides a visual for them to like, oh yeah, this was who this person was. That's why you see even Michael. Michael has been gone for more than a decade. There's gonna be a documentary coming out for him, like a movie for him, and people will turn in. People are gonna watch that. And the crazy thing to think about is like, yo, some of these guys' fans were people who came 2, 3, 4 years after. Honestly, maybe not even 2, 3, 4 years, maybe even 5 years, almost 10 years after he died. You see some like a toddler, well, Billie Jean or whatever the way toddlers sing, But like it's crazy because he has an archive of who he was. And that was one of the major reasons why I originally started. You know, it was a fun way to preserve my image. But eventually down the line, I just stopped caring about myself. You know, I deal with a lot of depressive episodes, and Canada's weather does not help, especially when you're black. And this is not to be like a racial thing, because white people absorb vitamin D a lot faster simply because they don't have as much melanin. When you're black and you're in a place that is almost always cloudy, you get depressed. And imagine if you okay now had those depressive like episodes even before you came to the country, it just kind of stacked. You take supplements don't even really work. And it was just honestly this constant struggle of like up down. I'm feeling good, and I'm hitting rock bottom, like the lowest. Or maybe I'm working, the next thing I have to kind of like excuse myself for like a couple of seconds because I have like a mini panic attack. It's crazy to think about because I legit just stopped caring. I was done. I was like, you know what, if this shit fades into obscurity, it's fine. Like, ain't nobody watching this shit anyways. But I keep trying to reiterate, like, yo, that wasn't the reason why I started this channel in the first place. You know, I wanted to do it because it was fun, it was cool. Yeah, sure, people can change. People can change, you know. But when you sit down and you actually think about it, it's like, yo, I was literally right here and I'm still here. So what's like really stopping me? You know? Like, go on Instagram, look at a news channel. There's people who are running the government, who are y'all have seen the files. I must like if I see something now, I'm pretty sure that's like but it's crazy to think about like yo, people who are supposed to be running the country are involved with criminals. They're criminals themselves, you know. And it's not even just the country, it's the world, you know. Like you sit down, you see all of these things, and it's so hard, you know. It's really so hard to keep going because it's like, what is even the point at the end of the day? Because you see this person is evil to the core, yet they have more resources, they have generational wealth, and that really tested my spirit because it makes you so angry, it makes you really frustrated, you know. And it's like, and I'm not even just talking about like a specific person. I'm talking about like just the idea of like that group of people. You see all of these things online, and it's like this shit doesn't even make any sense. But because you're in this constant state of like, yo, is this correct? Is this not correct? And you feel like as if life is fading away from you. You just become hopeless, and that was what happened to me. I stopped caring. Like legit, I was about to delete everything. I was this close to deleting everything. And I stopped caring. I was like, yo, one, like the viewer count, nobody's watching it. Like, be honest, nobody's watching these things, you know? And I'm gonna call some people, like I'm gonna call like people in my life, like, yo, friends, family, you know, this shit is out there. It's like a lot of times when I see people talking about like, oh, my friends are doing this shit, like it's so crazy to me, y'all can't even like repost anything, and y'all are supposed to be like friends or like family and shit like that. Like if this shit hits you, then you're the person I'm talking about. You know, it's a crazy thing. But when celebrities come out of their way, to say some shit, y'all are on these people's dicks. It is crazy to me. It is crazy to me. And nobody can say I don't even, I don't do that shit. Go check either you see my reposts or my likes. on my Instagram, you see from like my friends, either they're doing like, I know one who's about to release like a short movie, I believe a short film. So his name is Jason. I think maybe I'll put it right here. He's gonna release that March 6th. Another friend of mine, Kingsley, he's out here putting music. You know, I see all of these things, and I'm out here retweeting. Reposting and liking. It really does not take a lot to look at something that, okay, yes, like a friend or like a family member did and like it. But if a celebrity does that same thing, all of a sudden it's the coolest shit ever. I never understood that thing, you know? It made no sense to me. And genuinely, I do not give a fuck. I'm calling everybody out with this video. And I hope, honestly, I might just end up posting this like multiple times. Just so you think I actually get into some of y'all niggas' heads. Like, it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. You know? A lot of these people who are in these positions that they're in, they grew because the people around them cared enough to sit down and watch a video or like a video. Almost everybody on here has YouTube, but you go check the counts of like people who are supposed to be, like, you post a video, you announce it on your story, you see people go and you see them view the story, but to click a link to go to the other release, nah. But people would pay money to see, or to not even interact with a celebrity, but to see them. That doesn't make any sense to me, you know? And that is the thing that just pissed me off so much, because it was like, I'm doing all of this shit by myself. Some people might say, okay, yes, you're sounding entitled. I don't give a fuck, to be quite honest. And fuck you and fuck everybody else that's related to you, to be quite. I do not care. I think I've reached that point, you know? It's crazy to me that y'all have so much energy for people who don't even know you. But the moment somebody in your family or like in your friend group tries to like post something, it's so hard. It's so hard to show support. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Then y'all will now still mock that same person for trying. But if the person ends up blowing up, that's a whole nother story. You were supposed to help us. You were supposed to raise us up. Nah, fuck you. You were like, you see certain people, certain celebrities. I think recently I heard from, like, I saw like an interview with, like, I think Glorilla's sister. The sister was complaining about like, oh, you're supposed to like pave the way. Yeah, she's supposed to pave the way, but while she was struggling, was anybody helping her? I don't know. Maybe they were, but like, to sit down and to act like as if this person isn't like it's crazy. Don't you guys think that is crazy? But then niggas will still come in your face and start smiling. That to me is the craziest part. That to me is the craziest part. Like, just help a nigga. Like, nobody's asking you to even post this shit on your story. Just like it. Some of y'all niggas can't do that. Some of y'all niggas can't do that. And that is crazy. Just a lot. Or y'all be acting like, oh yes, I'm opium. Oh no, I don't do it. Like, y'all are losers. For real, for real. If that's how you behave, y'all are losers. And I'm not even gonna front. The only time I will say, okay, yes, that I'm not able to like support somebody is if I don't know about it. If I know about it, you see that thing, either it's reposted or I post it on my story or I like it. It's not hard. It's really not hard. You know? You now look at like like YouTubers or like all of these people who are streamers and shit like that. Their friends, even though they're as popular as them, they will still post that shit. And it's like, It takes nothing. It really doesn't. But like, nah, everybody just wants to be. Oh no, I'm not that. Whatever. Live your life, honestly. But even through all of this, genuinely, I'm gonna try my best to put out what I like, to put out what makes me happy. It's gonna be a different kind of vibe. And I keep saying this, but I really want it to be a different kind of vibe to be like, yo, okay, this is who this person is. This is me. And at the end of the day, if I die today or tomorrow, or or something happens, I want people to see and be like, oh yeah, this was at least a glimpse of who this person was. It's not and if okay, if something comes after that, that's cool. But this is genuinely I wanted to be seen as like, yo, this is who this person is. This person has lived this kind of life. This person did this kind of thing. As I keep growing, which is my hope, I really hope I keep growing to the point where, okay, yeah, this is something that can help me out because I have plans for a lot of things and it's not easy out here. A lot of times people have to do specific things just so they can get by. I'm thankful I have a job. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. But yeah, it's just gonna be an all round kind of different thing. It's not necessarily gonna be like a scheduled kind of thing. I'll try my best to honestly be putting out more and more videos. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here just to let you all know that that was where my headspace was going, and I'm not gone. I'm still gonna be posting. It was just so much for me to like deal with and wrap my head around that I I just lost it. But yeah, thank you to all of those people who actively were on it, who are actively helping out, watching the video, liking it. Thank you guys so much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate that. You know, it's not, it's such a simple thing, but thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I hope that we get to see a lot more of um a lot more simple. Hope we get to see a lot more. You know. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like the video, subscribe if you want to. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.